Good morning, coaches. Good morning. I didn't realize how early it is. It's not even 9 a.m. How are you doing, guys? How's your week been? Happy Thursday. Can't believe weeks are just flying by, aren't they? It's crazy, crazy stuff. So I just wanted to come in here really and got no notes, but I just felt I really wanted to come in here and talk about stepping into the 2.0 version of yourself, allowing yourself to really flourish, to blossom, to expand into the fullest expression of who you are at your core, your divine self, full expression, because that's your role on the planet as I see it, to really fully express yourself, to live into the truth of who you are and who you have come here to be. And that's always unique to you, you know, your signature blueprint of who you're here to be, the gifts you're here to express, the talents, the experience that you've experienced in order to be able to help others and share that wisdom. It's all unique. And so part of stepping into that self-expression, that highest self-expression, is growth, constant and never-ending improvement and growth and expansion. And that's really what we're doing every time we set goals for ourselves. You know, we set these exciting goals. They might kind of make our tummies tickle a bit because they feel so exciting and out there, and you know, when we think about them, it makes our, you know, our hearts race, might even fill us with trepidation and fear. And we think, who do I think I am? You know, all of that crap can also start to emerge when we set these lofty goals. But so often we set these goals for ourselves, we set these big ambitions, we aspire to the next level version of ourselves, but then get in our own way on the journey to get there. You know, and you think it's already done, it's written in the stars, I've aligned myself to that outcome, but we get in our own way constantly. So I just want to talk about something that I think is really important when you understand this kind of concept of growing through situations instead of going through situations. So if you imagine, so I call this live stream, you know, your 2.0 version, stepping into your 2.0 version. And if you think, right, this is you now, this is the level you're at, whatever level you're at in life, in your current state of consciousness, in your current state of being, and how that manifests in your bank account, in your business results, in your relationships, in your, you know, any area of your life, in your diet, any area. This is you now in your current state of consciousness, of being, and of you know, physical manifestation experience. So if you've set yourself goals, you might think, right, I want to be up here. This is the scenario 2.0. This is the 2.0 version of myself. This is the me that is running the next level business, scaling, next level income. This is what I want. So you've set yourself these goals, and right here you are now. And as you kind of visualize and you imagine and you journal and you allow yourself to daydream, you're thinking in this level of consciousness, right? Now, in order to get from here to up here, there's some growth that needs to happen. There are a series of growth steps that you must go through in order to get to this level. You have to literally become a different person, shed layers of old ways of doing things. The stuff that got you here won't get you there. You have to become a new level person. You have to do things differently. And the not well, I'd say do things differently. Maybe 10% of the doing is what needs to change, but it's who you're being, how you think has to change. So what tends to happen is we're here and we're operating at this level. We want to be up here at the 2.0 version of ourselves. And so we start that journey, and then something bad happens. and we might fall back and we go, oh no, I was on my journey, I was doing so well, I was so happily trotting my way up to here, and then suddenly maybe something, the money stops. You had a series of clients, you felt great, you felt like you were on your way, and then suddenly it feels like, the prosperity plug has been pulled, and the clients have suddenly stopped, or perhaps somebody who was paying you monthly has cancelled, and you were relying on that money, or perhaps some challenge comes in, like your laptop breaks, or something happens along that journey. And the default response is to go back to your kind of default state of being. But when you understand what is happening is actually you're being given opportunities to become this level you, because these challenges that are showing up, you have to respond differently, you have to think about them with a whole different mindset. So it's not that, oh God, something's happening and you dip back and default. You're being given an opportunity to respond differently to that situation. So for example, if it is, say for example, you get a monthly retainer from a client and it's, I don't know, 2,000 or 1,500 or something like that, and you rely on that money for a lot of your bills. And so you're feeling great, you're getting that money in. And then for whatever reason, that client stops paying and you don't feel strong enough to enforce your contract or whatever, but you just suddenly go, oh, I get it, you're having a terrible time, and in your heart and your gut you feel sick because you were totally reliant on that money. Let's use that as an example. The default might be to suddenly feel crushed, to suddenly feel like, oh my God, it's, I can't afford, to go down the rabbit hole of fear and lack and scarcity and why isn't this working? Maybe I was too, ahead of myself, and who do I think I am? And all of that, those thoughts are your default. And so you have this immediate default. And so what does happen with you when you respond in the default manner that is how you've always responded, you kind of stay where you were. Whereas this is the opportunity to, as Sonia, the opportunity to respond differently, to instead inhale and think, that's okay. I know things like this is happening, and I now have the opportunity to respond in a whole new way. I'm going to reach out to that person. Maybe you're going to respond in a whole new way by saying, listen, let's get on a call. Let's discuss whatever it is that's causing the issue with with your stress levels or your inability to pay. I'll give you some extra time. You may then just look at, how am I thinking about this? If you're triggering a pain body, the stress is triggering a pain body, or something's being kicked off internally. Beautiful opportunity for you to sit in that and reflect and think, oh, what's this bringing up for me? And just respond like the 2.0 version of you would respond. And when you do, you grow. An old layer of that old you falls away and you grow. So you're on your way. You can never go back. You're on your way. And then some new challenge will come. And again, it may be different. It comes in different guises, but it gives you, every single time you are growing through the challenges, not going through them. So at some point you wake up, your 2.0 version of yourself, because you've been practicing being that person all the way along the journey. You're practicing being that person. And when you have practiced and you become that person, whatever it is you're wanting to call in can come in. Whatever you want to call in can come in. So it's the analogy is, you've heard of the curse of the lottery, right? Where people win these incredible jackpots, these incredible amounts of money. And then within 2 years, it's like this phenomenon. Within 2 years, they've all but lost it. Some are in a way worse position than before they won that money. They've, bankruptcy, they've fallen out with their family, they may have, criminal records of GBH because they got into a fight. They wreck their lives because that jackpot came in when they were this level person around money. And so when they won that huge jackpot, it totally breached their upper limit of who they identify with. And so they crashed. They, blew their own mind. And that's kind of what happened. In order to be able to enjoy that money and not self-sabotage, they needed to grow in order to be able to welcome that money and enjoy it. And it's the same principle. If you want to make £500,000 in the next 12 months and you're at 100,000, then you need to become the person who can receive 500. And that's what takes those growth steps, if you like. So anytime you set yourself a big goal, you may notice challenges start showing up for you. This is your opportunity to show the universe that you're growing, you're becoming that 2.0 version of you. It is so powerful. It is a fundamental truth, and it will empower you and get you more consciously aware, or wake you up, because you're constantly thinking, how would that 2.0 version of me respond to this situation? What do I know from my journey so far that will empower me to react differently, to move through this and grow through this, rather than just feel like I'm falling backwards and fall on my default responses. Okay, guys, well, I hope you found that helpful. Just a quick download this morning, and sending you tons of love as always. And I shall speak to you all again soon. Okay, guys, bye for now.